That frantic scramble in your chest to explain, to correct, to justify, it's not your conscience, it's your cage. You were engineered to feel this, programmed to believe your worth is a verdict others deliver. That tightness in your throat when you're misunderstood isn't passion, it's obedience. What if the ultimate power move isn't a better argument, but the deliberate, devastating decision to offer no argument at all? This is the forbidden pivot. Your silence isn't surrender. It is strategic annihilation. In the next minutes, I will sever the nerve that connects criticism to your self-worth. You will learn to weaponize non-reaction. You will become unattackable. The fool exhausts himself in defense. The wise man sees the trap and never approaches. Your conditioning is the trap. Your silence is the wisdom. They built a world where you must plead your case to exist, a court where you are the perpetual defendant. Your need to explain is the shackle they sold you as a virtue. I will give you the key, not to a better defense, to the dissolution of the entire court. You will master weaponized indifference. You will engineer a power void that collapses aggression into nothing. You will exit the game they designed for you to lose. If you are ready to stop begging for acquittal and start ruling from a throne of silence, hit subscribe. Drop "unassailable" in the comments. Let's begin. Your first revelation is this. Defense is not a protective act. It is an act of profound psychological submission. When you explain, justify, or rebut, you are performing a sacred ritual in the church of their judgment. You are kneeling before their altar. Think, do kings explain their decrees? Do mountains justify their height to the pebbles that roll down their slopes? The need to defend is the neon sign flashing over your head that reads, "My self-concept is external, my peace is negotiable, I am a democracy and you have a vote." Let's dissect the power dynamics with surgical precision. In any interaction, there exists a meta-conversation beneath the words. This meta-conversation is a brutal negotiation of status. When someone launches a critique, whether a snide remark, a concerned question, or a direct accusation, they are not offering information. They are issuing a status challenge. They are attempting to establish a hierarchy. I am the evaluator. You are the evaluated. The moment you take the bait and begin your defense, you have accepted their frame. You have ratified their self-appointed authority. You have said through your actions, yes, you are the judge. Yes, your gavel matters. Now please listen to my plea for mercy. You have lost the meta-war before a single factual claim is even addressed. This is the uncomfortable granite truth. In the realm of social dominance, the content is irrelevant. The facts are decorative. The truth is a bystander. The only thing that matters is the relational frame, and defense is the white flag of a failed frame. Every time you've crafted the perfect, logical, airtight rebuttal, you were brilliantly solving a math problem in the middle of a knife fight. Your attacker wasn't there for math. They were there for blood, your emotional blood, your attentional blood, your energetic blood. And by defending, you handed them the scalpel and pointed to your own artery. Calculate now the catastrophic cost of this delusion. The mental RAM consumed by rehearsing conversations that will never happen. The sleepless nights spent prosecuting imaginary trials. The vitality siphoned from your ambitions and poured into the bottomless pit of what do they think? This is not life. This is a psychological hostage situation where you are both the hostage and the negotiator, begging for the release that only you can grant. The bars of this cage are made of a single material, your own addiction to validation. The first step to becoming untouchable is to see the cage not as your world, but as a pathetic diorama you can step out of. The door is not locked. It is held shut by your own hands, clinging to the hope that if you just explain well enough, they will finally give you the key to your own freedom. They will never give you the key, because they don't have it. You've had it all along. Now we move from deconstruction to creation. If defense is the ritual of the slave, what is the ritual of the sovereign? It is the strategic engineering of nothingness. It is not passive, it is aggressively, deliberately passive. This is Machiavellian strategy applied to the quantum level of human interaction. You win not by applying superior force, but by removing the opposing force's point of application. You become the social equivalent of a perfect vacuum. Here is the dark physics of it. Human aggression, criticism, and manipulation are forms of psychic energy. They require a target, a resonant surface, a psychological counterpart to complete their circuit. Your anger, your hurt, your flustered defense, these are the perfect conductors. They complete the circuit. The energy flows from them, through you, and achieves its purpose. It alters your state. It controls you. But what if you become a non-conductor? What if you become a void? When their aggressive energy encounters your weaponized indifference, it finds no purchase, no resonance, no counterpart. It does not bounce back. It does not get absorbed. It simply ceases to exist in the relational space. It implodes. This implosion creates a power vacuum, and all vacuums exert a pull. The pull is felt by the attacker. Their energy, with nowhere else to go, recoils back into their own psyche. They are left shouting into a silent, bottomless well, hearing only the echo of their own neediness. You have done nothing, and in doing nothing, you have done everything. This is the core of dark psychology mastery, winning by forfeit, not your forfeit, Sathirsky. You forfeit their game entirely. You decline the invitation to the war, and in that majestic, silent decline, you reveal their entire battlefield to be a meaningless patch of dirt. The truly formidable person is not the one who wins every fight. It is the one for whom the concept of fight becomes obsolete. Their presence is a reality distortion field that transmutes conflict into irrelevance. They are a walking null zone. To attack them is like trying to set fire to the ocean. The ocean does not defend itself against fire. It simply exists, vast, cold, and unconcerned, and the fire sputters and dies on its surface. Your mission is to become that ocean. Your emotional detachment is not a lack of feeling. It is the deepest feeling, the feeling of absolute, unshakable self-containment. Your silence is not empty. It is full of your own presence. It broadcasts a signal on a frequency that only those who respect sovereignty can hear. I am already complete. Your opinion is meteorological data to me, noted and utterly incapable of changing my climate. The cost of ignoring this, a life of eternal, quiet psychological serfdom. You will remain a data point in other people's spreadsheets, a character in their narratives, a puppet in their dramas. You will trade the throne of your own consciousness for a seat in the audience of their judgment. You will be right and you will be irrelevant. You will be understood and you will be owned. Because in the kingdom of the self, the sovereign does not send envoys to beg for recognition from foreign powers. The sovereign's existence is the recognition. This is the heart of your metamorphosis, building the indifference engine within your psyche. This is not suppression. It is strategic transcendence. Weaponized indifference is the active, conscious process of delinking your internal state from external stimuli. It is the ultimate cognitive reframe. You stop asking, "What does this say about me?" and start asking, "What does this say about them? And does it warrant a single joule of my energy?" The mechanism is neurologically precise. When the barb lands, the insult, the critique, the undermining remark, a surge travels down the old conditioned pathway, amygdala hijack, adrenal spike, ego injury, the script starts running. I must correct this. I must fix this perception. I must defend my territory, that this is the ghost in your machine. Your new protocol intercepts this surge at the synaptic level. You insert a cognitive air gap. You become the observer of the electrochemical storm in your own brain. You watch the ghost scream its script, and you simply do not enact it. You feel the physiological response, the heat, the tension, and you decouple it from action. You allow it to be a pure sensorium event, like a clap of thunder. Impressive, loud, and completely meaningless to your next move. This is where you seize absolute strategic agency. You are no longer a stimulus-response organism. You are a choice-making entity. The power is not in not feeling. It is in not obeying the feeling. By withholding the expected verbal or emotional output, you perform a miracle of social physics. You break the causal chain. Their action, criticism, no longer has a predictable reaction, your defense. You have introduced chaos into their manipulative calculus. You have become unpredictable. You have become opaque. In that opacity lies total safety, and in that broken chain lies total freedom. The anxiety of crafting the perfect defense dissolves because you have removed yourself from the economy of persuasion. You are not in the business of persuading flies that honey is sweeter than vinegar. You are in the business of being the honey and letting the flies debate amongst themselves. Feel the internal rebellion? The voice that shrieks, "But if I don't defend, they win. They'll think they're right." Let them. Let them build entire civilizations on the bedrock of their misunderstandings about you. Their mental model of you is their prison, not yours. Your liberation is the terrifying, exhilarating realization that you are not responsible for anyone's experience of you. You are responsible only for the integrity of your own actions. When you fully metabolize this truth, a silence more profound than any you've ever known will descend upon you. It is the silence of the deep ocean, unmoved by surface storms. It is the silence of a mountain that has weathered 1,000,000 seasons of screaming winds. This silence is your new voice, and it speaks only one word, heard in the bones of those around you: unassailable. Theory is the map. This is the territory. Here is your field manual for tactical annihilation through non-engagement. These are not reactions, they are premeditated non-actions. Scenario 1, the public undermining. A colleague in a meeting. That proposal seems a bit naive given the market realities. The old neural pathway screams, attack, cite data, prove intelligence. The sovereign protocol, let the words hang, don't break eye contact, let the silence swell until it becomes the third and most powerful person in the room. Then offer a slight, almost imperceptible smile, not of agreement but of pity for the transparency of their move. Finally say in a calm, flat tone, noted. Then turn to the group and continue. As I was articulating, the strategic pivot hinges on phase 3. You have not defended the proposal. You have incinerated the hierarchy their comment attempted to establish. You have framed their input as administrative static. Scenario 2, the emotional shakedown. A partner, family member. You're always so distant. I guess I just care more about this relationship than you do. This is a depth charge of guilt, designed to trigger a flood of reassurance and proof of love. The sovereign protocol. Recognize the hook, see it for what it is. A covert request for emotional labor and a status play. I am the more caring one. Do not take the bait. Respond with the grey rock of affirmation. I hear you're feeling that way, full stop. Do not elaborate, do not ask, why do you feel that way? That enters their frame. Simply let the statement sit. You are mirroring their emotional bid back to them without absorbing it. You are handing them their own grenade with the pin still in. They must now sit with their own manufactured emotion without you as an accomplice. This is the most compassionate thing you can do, force them to confront the source of their own emotional blackmail. Scenario 3, The direct, blatant disrespect, an insult to your character, competence, or appearance. This is the ultimate test. The sovereign protocol. This is where you access the cold sun within. Receive the words. Let them impact the atmosphere around you, not you. Look at the person as if they have just spoken in a dead, forgotten language. Cock your head slightly, a scientist observing a bizarre specimen. Your expression should be one of mild anthropological curiosity. Then break eye contact slowly, as if dismissing a triviality, and engage in a completely unrelated, mundane action. Check your watch, sip your water, look out the window. You have just communicated with bone-chilling clarity that this person and their opinion occupy such a negligible space in your universe that their attempt to wound you is no more significant than a gnat buzzing past your ear. This is not ignoring. This is erasure. It is the highest form of contempt, the contempt of non-recognition. You will feel resistance. A moralizing, conditioned voice will whisper, "This is cruel, this is inhuman." Silence that voice. It is the last guard at the prison gate. The real cruelty is the system that trained you to believe your worth was a public hearing. The real inhumanity is demanding a human being justify their own existence. You are not being cruel. You are being architectural. You are building a psychic structure so sound, so self-referential, that the weather of other people's opinions cannot shake its foundations. This is the mental fortitude of the emperors and the silent strategists of history. This is not about hurting others. It is about making yourself immune to hurt. The two are galaxies apart. The long-term trajectory. You become a psychological singularity, a point of such dense, self-contained gravity that you bend the social fabric around you. Drama dissipates in your presence. Manipulators starve. Critics lecture an empty chair. Your energy, once leaked through 1,000 cracks of defense, becomes a focused laser, cutting through the obstacles to your true purpose. You attract not sycophants, but allies of equivalent sovereignty. You move through the world not with arrogance, but with the quiet, unnerving certainty of a natural law. You are no longer a player in their game. You are the physics that makes the game possible. You began in the heat of self-betrayal, seeking the words to win a war that shouldn't exist. You saw the defense delusion for the ritual of submission it is. You mastered the physics of the annihilation void, where your non-reaction becomes an active force of social destruction. You installed the indifference engine, the core processor of your new sovereign psyche, and you were armed with the field-tested protocols of silence as assault. The final absolute truth: explanation is the cage. Silence is the sky. Every time you feel that old, familiar pull to justify your existence, you are being offered a choice, the key to the cage or the entire horizon. Choose the horizon. Let your life become so immense, so unapologetically yours, that the chirping of crickets from the grass below simply cannot reach your altitude. If you are ready to let your presence be your only argument, declare it. Type void in the comments. Let me see who has chosen the horizon. This channel is the forge where the betrayed are reforged into the untouchable. If you are done negotiating your right to exist and are ready to command your reality, subscribe. Every piece of content is a tempered steel plate for your psychic armor. And do not stop. The on-screen video is critical. It details the one Machiavellian tactic that, when combined with this silence, makes you a psychological phantom, impossible to pin down, predict, or control. It is the logical, lethal extension of the power you now hold. You have come too far to leave the final piece unclaimed. I will see you there. See what others miss. Know what others fear. Become who others can't.